Got this message this morning from Pam. Hi Damien, any insight on what's going on with Argo blockchain down 11-12% yesterday and up 13% this morning? As I type this, is it just market volatility or do you see anything within the chart? Yeah, Pam, there's a lot of people reaching out. There's been a lot of craziness going on, not just in Argo blockchain, in all sorts of stocks. And if you watched my video on Sunday, or even the last load of months, we've been talking about this on the channel, bear markets, be prepared. I feel that I've done all I can do to prepare people for this. This is what's happened. We have entered, in my opinion, the smaller caps, growth stocks have all been in a bear market for about the last 6 months, but the big boys are still propping everything up. The top line, the indices look strong, but really it's Apple that's holding everything up, and the FANG stocks. And even then, I still think Apple is in a bubble. I called it about a week ago, and I think Apple is in a bubble, and I think that bubble will burst. That aside, why is Argo specifically up and down? Well, let's have a look into it. Yeah. Coincidence. Yeah. Coincidence. Yeah. Coincidence. Something that happens by chance, I think not. What is the crack, everyone? Welcome back to Buy Wholesale. I hope, of course, you are all well. Got this little snazzy Christmas jumper on today for you, so enjoy that. Let's just bring a wee bit of perspective into things. The markets are brutal. You know I like the swing trade, and I've been swing trading a lot more over the last 6 months because I could see this was happening, and I was going, the bull run's over, get out, don't want to be hold all that. I don't want to do it unless it's good stocks that I really love and passionate about on the channel, the likes of Argo Blockchain, Codal, Premier, ABML, American Battery Metals. The list goes on. I still hold a hell of a lot of Bitcoin, and then there's just certain ones that I love and I'll hold because of the big catalyst. Because you've been in from day dot, rightly or wrongly, I'm okay with that. But there's been a lot I've been taken off the table, and I've been swing trading. Look at these days, look at this. Apart from the few exceptions, of course, and there always will be winners on any given day, and that's what I preach in my Discord. I tell people, there is winners. We put in the heat map, we pick the sector of where it's going well in the day, we pick winners on that. I do my video on a Sunday. I'll tell you about the winners for the week ahead. We picked MasterCard, Visas, those are the ones that are winning, so we jump in. Look, red. Everything yesterday was a brutal red days. And it's getting to the point where the big boys are going down. I did my video last week saying I'm shorting Tesla. So for example, we shorted Tesla, and where did we go from last week to here? 15 down, 15%. I'll take that. 2 times leverage, 30%. So you've got to be careful. There's winners out there. There is ways to make money. But in these uncertain times, the market is so volatile. Sometimes you just want to sit out of it, and I get that, and you don't want to be involved in it, and you see the things go down and you don't know why. This is why you should try to time your buys. And you get hate for this here. Nobody likes you talking about bearish times, but this is just the reality of it. We were going to fall in and around this range. It was inevitable. I said I wouldn't, and you can go on, watch the videos. I said I'm not topping up until we get in and around £1. Yesterday we seen prices of in and around 90p. I didn't catch it quite as low as that. You can never time these things to perfection, but what I did get in at was 95p. A lot of you people, especially that watch the channel, will be new time investors, and I get that. You watch YouTube, you see people buy the dips, hold all this. It's nonsense. I keep saying it. It is nonsense. It's never going to work out. And a lot of people that have probably bought stocks 6 months ago because someone on YouTube has said to buy them, you've probably watched that YouTuber stop talking about them and moved on to something else. And that's just unfortunately the game. I'm trying to be as honest and curate as much balance on the channel. I'm trying to say, look, we're in on the long holds, riding them thick and thin. And when I say thick and thin, it brought me to this. Amazon, this puts brilliant perspective on things, I think. And there's loads of examples like this. At one point, Amazon lost more than 90% of its value, but long-term investors still got rich. The dot-com bubble. And then in the late 1990s, dot-com companies became all the rage on Wall Street. It soared 50 times its IPO value in December 1999. But NASDAQ peaked shortly after, March the 10th, 2000, 513252, and the bubble burst, sending the composite down nearly 1,100 by October 2002. To October 2002, this was on a downward trajectory, okay? We've talked about downward trajectories on the channel before. Amazon stock tumbled month after month, as well as losing more than 90% of its value in 2 years. So for 2 years, the stock went down. And a stock that I personally really love is Teladoc, okay? And if we look at Teladoc, from the highs of and around the 8th of February till now, it has fell 70%. That's a hell of a drop. And for a great company, you know, I love everything about it. I think it's revolutionary, all this stuff. And that's just one example. I could pull up hundreds of these charts and I'll show you that. In my opinion, these types of growth stocks have been in a bear market since the 9th of February. So we're not kicking the arse off a year in here. We're 10 months down. Let's even look at Lemonade. I don't hold Lemonade, I hold Teladoc. I'm still full-time in Teladoc, and the reason being, I'm down on Teladoc and I don't want to sell because I know it's going to be fine. Look, Lemonade, 80% nearly. Take comfort in the fact that, you know, we're nearly a year into this downward trajectory that everything's going. Stocks can only fall so low. Let's go back to the article again. Big ideas. The mid-2000s brought a period of both skepticism and immense growth for Amazon as the company recovered from the brutal dot-com bubble crash. It rarely returned money to investors or made a profit, but Amazon was aggressively reinvesting its revenue. Does that sound familiar to anything? I.e. Argo blockchain. What are they doing? They're aggressively reinvesting all their money. New sites, new equipment, growing into the NASDAQ. They're growing at a rapid pace. They're trying to get everything bigger and better. But again, not to put fear in this, the company still struggled to outperform its dot-com bubble highs through 2000 as investors wrestled with fears that the lack of profitability meant it was also lacked long-term value. Don't even look what it says. Tech stocks have been under renewed pressure in recent weeks as the markets have experienced volatility from September to November. Amazon stocks lost a quarter of its value as the wider tech sector took major hits. Some analysts say it's a good time to buy in. Others say Amazon's growth rate has hit a ceiling. Well, again, let's just have a look at the date. So that was the article, December 18. Exactly 3 years ago. And what has happened with Amazon? You know, just 133 odd percent. I'd be okay with that if I had over 3 years I was getting 133%. And look at this. If you even strip it out, what should you be doing here? November 1999. There you go. So if you were trading this here and going along between November 1999 to the 1st of July 09, you would be still about 60 odd percent down. Now that's going to put fear in the people. 10 years of nothing. What are we going to do? Well, what do you do in those scenarios? You trade. You understand that you can buy low and you sell high. If I was hodling for dear life and I had no intentions of ever selling, which is the scenario that I'm in with Argo blockchain, this is a free one outside of the course. See on the RSI, this is where you buy. You buy here. Let me just draw. You buy here, you buy here, you buy, if I can get this thing out of the way, you buy here. You buy when you're oversold. Why do you buy when you're oversold? Because it moves, okay? So now we'll bring it back to present day. Where do we buy? You don't have to look at anything else. You don't have to know anything else. Where do you buy? If I'm hodling, where do you buy? It's on the day chart. You buy here. And what happens? It goes up. We would have bought here on the 16th of July. So if I was hodling, I maybe would have had a slight nibble here just because it's been such a long period of time. But so that's 5 months. In 5 months, I would have only probably had one nibble, and that would have been yesterday, perhaps two. So in 5 months, I only would have topped up once. And if you had it topped up at all these other times, you just would have done nothing but lose. Is Argo blockchain okay? Everything we've talked about on this channel, aggressive growth. Amazon did it and went sideways for 10 years. That might be the case of Argo blockchain, but with Argo blockchain, we have the other underlying thing that is really the key driver behind Argo blockchain, and that is Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin is taking a pounding. Well, we're sitting below 47 now, and where do I see it going? I still don't know. I think ultimately everything is based completely. If we just draw the line here, where do I see it going? I can see it going to 40,000. We've talked about it before. We've seen this line when the big crash really happened a while back. We've seen a touch there. I can also then see sort of around here, which is my 30,000. I love the saying, what can't speak can't lie. That is the truth. Now, what is it all about? Tomorrow, Jerome Powell is going to speak about interest rates. I personally believe that we're looking for anything but June or later. I think the market will react quite positively to that. Anything earlier, strap in, you've seen nothing yet. And when I say you've seen nothing yet, we are looking at Apple, FANG stocks, all of them, huge pullback needed. Apple is in a bubble. It is going to burst. It mightn't burst this week. It mightn't burst this month or next month or this year. It will eventually burst. Believe me, mark my words, can't time it, so there's no point me banging on about it every day, but it will happen, and that will bring the market down. There is going to be a bear crash market that's coming, but it's okay. Take your emotions out of it. Don't worry. Just remember, Argo blockchain is great. They're aggressively building, buying, doing everything right now. Interest rates are low. They're getting it all built. They're getting it all set up. The foundations are fantastic for the future. Bitcoin will probably go into a bear market, whether we get a bit of the next leg up. I've said it, by the sort of April time, I'm still hope to be close to the 100,000. I still am quite bullish on that sentiment. Yes, don't get me wrong, the last week or two has made me go, oh, maybe this is not going to happen. We are going to go into the crypto winter. I don't know, but what I do know is Bitcoin is going to be moon. Argo will be moon. And if I'm buying, I'm timing my buys at these low points, and I'm doing all I can to bring to get the best average price. And when this thing eventually does take off, we're there. I think perhaps the last 18 months or more, people have just been used to everything just going up, up, up. I've said it for the last time I said it in my channel from day dot. That is not the case. It's not reality. It's unfortunate, but markets go in cycles. Bear markets do not last as long as bull markets. That's a positive. I feel that we've been on the growth stocks. I've been in nearly 10 months into a bear market. It will turn. It will definitely flip around. I actually do think if tomorrow goes well, we will see a rally in January. Potentially then use that as your get out of jail free card. We'll talk about that. But for me, Argo is a dream. And if it keeps falling down, the next price for me that we will be looking at will be in and around 80. I'll buy again at 80. And we'll look at the next one. I don't want to talk about it. It's 50, and we just write it right down until we ride it back up to the promised land. When Bitcoin starts to go up and Argo keeps smashing it the way they have been smashing, we get a site, we get the new machines, the petahash rate goes up, this thing will all eventually catch up and the share price will reflect that. I hope that helps. Keep calm, deep breaths, time your buys better. If you want to learn how to trade, especially if we go into a bear market when the market's maybe just going to go up and down, you can buy in. So for example, if I was trading on the Argo blockchain, I would be buying on my buy alerts and I'd be selling here. I'd be making 50% out. Then I'd be buying here and I'd be selling here 35%. And I would tell you how to do this stuff so you don't have to panic. It's okay though, if you don't, just buy when the RSI is low if you're hodling. That's the video anyway. Please like, subscribe, help me grow the channel. If you just want any other videos, if you're worried about any types of stocks, I'm more than happy to facilitate. I appreciate these are very scary times, but just take a deep breath. Remember, good companies will be fine.
Yeah. Coincidence. Yeah. Coincidence. Yeah. Coincidence.